Okay, we are here on number 31. You all see that? Okay, read that and see if you can get that one on your own. That means pause it. Okay, did you get it? Okay, the quotient of a number divided by 4 is 32. Quotient means when you divide, when you do division. So you have a number, we'll call it n, divided by 4 equals 32. What number, when you divide by 4, equals 32? Well, how would you get n? Well, you got this divide by 4, so you're going to multiply by 4. If you multiply by 4, it's going to cancel. So you go 32 also times 4. You do it to both sides. So when you have a number divided by 4 is 32, that means 32 times 4 makes the number 128. There it is, C. Okay, number 32. Again, pause it, try it on your own. Okay, the solution x equals -5 makes which of the following equations true? Which one works if you put x is -5? Okay, first one, you're going to do 14 minus a -5. When you subtract a -5, it's the same as 14 plus 5. Because you're subtracting, but you're subtracting -5, so you go the other way. You're adding 5. When you subtract a negative, it's the same as adding a positive. That's going to be 19, not 9. So we don't want that one. We want 9. X divided by 5. Okay, we want -5 to work. So we try -5 divided by 5. Well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. But a negative divided by a positive is negative. -1. Nope, we want it to be 1. So that one doesn't work. How about -5 plus 3? -5 plus 3. You got a positive and a negative, so you subtract the two numbers. 3 is going that way. The -5 is going this way. 3 is going this way. The -5 is going that way. So you subtract 5 minus 3 is 2. And the 5 is the bigger one, so it's -2. We want the answer to be 8. That one did not work. It's got to be the last one. Let's see if that's works. 12 times -5. That's what we want. Well, 5 times 12 is 60. And because it's a negative times a positive, the answer is negative. -60. -60. It works. D was the right answer. Try number 33. Pause it and try it. This is a real problem, this one. I mean, it's a real life problem where you might need math. Okay? Mike had $572.18 in his checking account. After writing a check, he had $434.68. So he started with $572.18. Which of the following equations could be used to find the amount? So we don't have to find the answer. We just have to come up with the equation. You had $572 in a check account. After writing a check, but it doesn't tell us what. So when you write a check, what do? You subtract money from your account. They used the C, so we're going to use the C for the checking, how much the check was. When he was done, he had $434.68 left. There. That's what you start with. You write your check, so you subtract, and that's what you end up with. Is it here? Nope, that's plus. This one has it. This one looks good. How about the others? Here they're multiplying. You're not going to multiply how much you wrote in your check times what you had before. That's crazy. And you're not going to divide. It was subtraction. Okay? Okay. This is the same thing we already did. I mean, just an example here. G plus 20 is 24. You want to get rid of the 20, so you subtract 20 from both sides. That would give you G equals 24 minus 20, which is 4. G equals 4. 4 plus 20 is 24. That makes sense, right? 8 take away what is 4? By the way, when they're this simple, you don't even have to think of algebra. 8 take away what makes 4? 8 take away 4 makes 4. Blank plus 5 is 6. Come on. 1 plus 5 is 6. These are too easy. 3 times 4 is 12. 24 minus 18 is 6. Anyway, these are pretty easy. This is what we want to get into. These are harder. They're more, they're multi-step. You got to do a couple things to get the right answer. So this is the important thing in this unit, in this lesson. So let's look at the first one here. 3x minus 20 equals 130. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough room for me to just draw it here. So I'm going to throw it on the paper. 3x minus 20 equals 130. So I'm on number 1. And again, we're on page 10 of 11. 10 of 11. Okay, we want to get to x. So watch. How do we get to x? Well, I could divide by 3. That would give me 1x. But the problem, if I divide by 3 now, I also have to divide 20 by 3. And 20 isn't easily divisible by 3. And I have to divide 130 by 3. So I'd have to divide 3 times by 3. What I want to do first is get rid of the 20. If I get rid of the 20, I only have 2 things to divide later. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add 20 to both sides. That'll give me 3x here. And when I say I'm adding 20, it's kind of like I'm moving the 20 to this side, but it's take away here, so it's going to be plus here. You add 20. 130 plus 20 is 150. So I went from this to this. I just moved the 20 to the other side by adding 20. Minus 20 plus 20 is 0. It disappears. 130 plus 20 is 150. Now, how do we get to x? Well, you got 3 x's. You want 1 x, so you're going to divide by 3. That means you divide this by 3. X is 150 divided by 3. 50. Does it work? Well, 50 times 3 is 150 minus 20 is 130. Yes, it works. Number 2, 2y minus 8 equals minus 3y minus 18. Okay. Obviously not going to do all of these because I don't want to take up that much of the video doing the same thing over and over. Equals minus 3y minus 18. Now, you want to end up with 1y at the bottom, y equals. Now, this is bigger 3 than 2, but it's negative. I don't like negative. So what I'm going to do is I want to combine the y's. I'm going to add 3y to both sides. If I add 3y, that negative 3y is going to disappear. It'll cancel it out. Negative 3y plus 3y is 0, so it'll disappear. But I have to add 3y to this. So I add 3y to both sides. I'll write it out. 3y plus 2y minus 8 equals negative 3y plus 3y minus 18. Now you can see those will disappear and you'll just be left with minus 18 will be left. This will be 3y plus 2y is now 5y. You still have the minus 8. Now I want to get rid of this 8. I could try divided by 5, but then I have to divide the 8 by 5. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to add the 8 to both sides. You see, if I add 8, it says minus 8. If I add 8, that'll disappear. It'll become 0. So I'm going to end up with 5y. But I added 8, so I have to add 8 to this. Negative 18 plus 8. You got a positive and a negative, so you subtract them. 5y equals 10. And which is bigger, the 8 or the 18? 18 is bigger, so it's minus 10. Now, I want 1y. How do I get to 1y? I divide by 5, which means you divide this side by 5. Negative 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. You have a negative and a positive is a negative. Y equals negative 2. I could go back here and put the negative 2 in, and it would work, but I don't feel like doing it. You can do it if you like. Anyway, here we go. Next one. 6m equals 14m minus 16. 6m equals 14m minus 16. Okay, I've got m's on this side, m's on this side, but more on this side, and it's positive, so I'm going to subtract 6m from both sides. That'll leave 0 here, because once you get rid of the 6m, there's nothing left. But I have to take my 14m and subtract 6m, because I did that here. 14m minus 6m is 8m minus 16. Now, I want to get rid of the 16 because I want to end up with just m, so I add 16. This becomes 16 because I added 16. This disappears. In a way, you could think of it that you move the 16 to the other side. If it's takeaway here, it becomes positive there. Now, to get rid of the 8, we're going to divide by 8, which means we divide this by 8. We get 2 equals m. We just take the 8 and divide by 8. And that gives us m equals 2. M equals 2. By the way, if you want to check, 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 14 is 28. Minus 16 is 12. 12 equals 12. It works. Okay, where are we? Number 4. 2x plus 5 plus 6x equals negative 27. You can pause me, or you can let me copy it over and then pause me. Plus 5 plus 6x equals negative 27. Try it on your own and then check back. Okay, did you do it? Here I go. 6x and 2x. I'm going to put them together right away. That's 8x plus 5 equals negative 27. So I want to end up with x, so let's get rid of the 5 by subtracting 5. I subtract 5, that disappears, but that means I have to subtract 5 on this side. Minus 27 minus 5. So you got a minus and another minus. You just add the 2, and it's going to be even more minus. 8x equals minus 32. You divide by 8 now. You end up with x equals 32 divided by 8 is 4, and it's going to be negative 4. Okay, x equals, negative 4. You divide it by 8. Okay, you getting the idea? Okay, I don't know how many we should do. I got to keep looking at my time here to see where we're on time-wise. Actually, I don't know how much time. Doesn't it say somewhere how much time you're going? I forgot where. Well, anyway, we'll just go on here a little more. That was number 4. Man, we're going to skip some here. Let's go down to number 10. Okay, because that looks pretty weird. See, it's got that big, long expression. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm going to have to copy that first. There we go. Number 10. 50 equals 3 times, when they don't put anything, that means multiply. And the parentheses means you have to multiply it times the s and the 16, which means you have to multiply the 3 times the s and the 3 times the 16. You have to multiply it times both. Minus 2 times s minus 2. This looks pretty complicated, but if we multiply these out, then we can combine them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to multiply this 3 and this 2 out here, and then we can combine. Okay, so I end up with 50 equals 3 times s is 3s. 3 times 16 is 48. So it's plus 48. Minus 2 times s is 2s. And minus 2 times minus 2 is actually going to be plus 4, because you have a negative times a negative. Now we can put this all together like this. 50 equals, you got 3s and you got minus 2s. 3s minus 2s is 1s, but you don't put the 1, do you? You just put s. It's 1. It's like 3 apples minus 2 apples. You got 1 apple left. And you got 48 plus 4 is plus 52. Now we just got to get rid of that 52. We already got 1s, so we'll be done. How do I get rid of the 52? I subtract 52. So you end up on this side, 50 minus 52 equals S. It's like you move the 52 over here, but since it was plus, it becomes minus. And 50 minus 52, one's plus, one's negative, so you subtract the 2. 52 minus 50 is 2, but it's going to be negative 2 because 52 is bigger than 50. And it's the bigger one, so you get minus equals S. S equals minus 2. Okay, any other interesting ones? Number 11 is pretty interesting. Look at that one. That looks kind of hairy, so we're going to try number 11. There, yeah, where is it? Up there in case you don't have your papers with you. That's what I got. So I'm going to copy it over here. 5 times parentheses 2x minus 10. Now it's on top of 2. That means 2 has to be divided into this whole thing up top, right? But since it's multiplying, we could just divide the 2 into the 5, and that'll take care of it. But 2 doesn't go into 5 nicely, so we're not going to do that. Plus 14 equals 19. Okay, so what I suggest here is we don't want to multiply times 2 because then we'll have to multiply 2 times that also. If you multiply 2, you'll get rid of that 2, but you'll have to do 2 times this and 2 times that. Let's get rid of the 14 first, okay? So that'll give me 5 times 2x minus 10 still, divided by 2. But I'm going to subtract 14. So that'll be disappear. That means this side is 19 minus 14, which is going to be 5. Okay? Now I want to get rid of the 2. How can I get rid of the 2? This is divide by 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2. If I multiply by 2, they cancel. I'm just going to be left with 5 times 2x minus 10. And I multiply 2 times the 5 over here. That'll become 10. Okay? You all with me? Now I could multiply the 5 times the 2x minus 10. Or I can divide both sides by 5. That'll work nicely. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. Now I'm going to be left with 2x minus 10. I don't need the parentheses anymore because there's nothing else left. It became 1 equals 2. Add 10 to both sides. Okay, 2x equals 2 and 10 is 12. Divide by 2. X equals 6. Oh, little can't see that. X equals 6. I divided by 2 in the end. You got it? Yeah, it's a little tricky. You got to maneuver things around so you can solve them. Okay, all these are pretty much kind of the same thing. We're going to go down to the bottom and do those word problems. And then if I have some time left on my video, I'll go back and do some more. So that was number 11. We're going to go down to the word problems, number 21. Hi, let's see. Oh, that's 22. Here's 21. Choose the one best answer. Okay. 3 times a number increased by 9 is 15 less than 6 times the number. Let x equals the unknown number. Which of the following equations could be used to find the value of x? Well, we don't have to find x. We just have to come up with an equation. So let's think. 3 times a number. How do we represent 3 times a number? 3 times a number. Well, we'll put x. 3x, right? Increased by 9. How do you increase it by 9? You add 9, right? Is means what? Equals. I'm going to write the next part down here because I don't have room. Is 15 less than 6 times the number. So if you have 6 times the number, it's 15 less than that. So what do you do if it's 15 less? You subtract 15. Which of the following equations? So I got this. 3x plus 9 equals 15 minus 6x. Well, that's close. I want 6x minus 5. How about this one? 3x plus 9 equals 6x minus 15. Did you get that one? Did you get D? If you tried it on your own, I hope you got it. Okay, try number 22 on your own. 22. You can pause it. That way I don't have to sit here waiting. And then I'm going to read. Here I go. Dave has 500 baseball cards, which is as many as Eric and Travis have combined. So Dave's is equal to Eric plus Travis, right? Eric has 3 times as many cards as Travis. They even gave you the representation. Travis is X, Eric is 3X, and we know that together they make 500. From the information, you can write the equation. They even told you the equation. You add the 2. How many cards does Eric have? Well, you'd have to solve this. So I'm going to do it right there because it's not going to be much. We know that if you add 3x and x, Eric is 3x, Travis is x. If you add them, there's 500. So all you have to know how to do is, how do you add 3x? Sorry. You add them, it makes 500. How do you add 3x and 5x? Well, it's just 3x. This means 1x. You got 3 and 1 more is 4. 4x equals 500. How do you get x? You want 1x, so you divide by 4. X equals 1, 2, 5. If you used your calculator. Okay, am I done? Wait a second. There's 125. No, it's not even there. That's Travis. But the question is, how many cards does Eric have? That's Travis. We figured out x, Travis. We want 3 times x. So you have to multiply that by 3 to get your answer. You want 3 times 125. I'll write it out here, but if you're listening, you know what I want. 3 times 125. 3 times 100 is 300. 3 times 25, 3/4 is 75. So 375. Ta-da! Did you get that? Okay. Moving on. Okay. The difference of 4 times a number. Up here, please. Down here, please. The difference of 4 times a number and 7 is the quotient of the number of and 3. Quotient of the number and 3 plus 15. Okay. Which of the following equations could be used to find the value of x? Okay, can you put that in an equation? The difference of 4 times a number. They used x, so we're going to use x. 4 times a number is 4x. The difference means you subtract. And the first number, the first one they mentioned goes here, and the other one goes there. So the difference of 4 times a number and 7, that means just 7, is equal. The quotient means we're going to be dividing. The quotient of the number and 3 plus 15. See, oh, I get what they mean. Okay, they could mean this is the quotient of the number and 3 plus 15. But that's kind of silly. Why did they say 3 plus 15? Why did they say 18? They could mean this is the number is the quotient of the number and 3. Don't make this line big. And then after you do the quotient of x and 3, you add 15. But it's not under the line. So it's like this. The quotient of the number and 3 and 15. Like that. Okay? They could have meant the 15 underneath the line. But that's kind of silly because why would you say 3 and 15? Why wouldn't you just say 18? So I think they wanted here. Okay. Anyway, let's check. 4x minus 7. Well, I got 2 of them, A and B. X of 3 and 15. This is backwards and 1. That's one's not right. X divided by 3 and 15. See, I got it right there. Okay, it could have been one of these, but you would have had to turn this part around too. That would have been weird. You would have had to make them both negative. So that this one definitely is the best one. The one right at the top, A. Okay. That leaves us one more, and then I'll see how far we are time-wise. Okay. Somewhere they used to keep a clock running, but I don't see a clock running anywhere. I guess I'll have to start keeping my own time. Okay, Kim earned X dollars at his part-time job on Friday. His wife earned 12 more than Kim's pay, and they told you 2x plus 12. Again, why do they have to give it away? It ruins all my fun. Well, I guess it makes it easier, though, doesn't it? Together, they earned 174. How much did Kim earn on Friday? Hint, here's the equation. You don't have to think. Duh. Okay. Kim earned X dollars at his part-time job on Friday. His wife earned 12 more than Kim's pay. Than twice Kim's pay. 2x plus 12. Together, they earned 174. Well, when you add them, it's 174. How much did Kim earn on Friday? So Kim was X, and his wife earned 12 more than twice Kim's. So if you take twice Kim's and then add 12, you get her pay. So this is Kim. I guess Kim's well, in the old days, we thought Kim's a girl's name. Then we learned that Kim can be a boy's name, and there are Asian names Kim, right, I think? But now we learned that Kim may, in fact, be a woman herself. Oh, except it says his wife. She may be a woman who identifies... I'm all confused, so I'm not going to go any further. I'll put my foot in my mouth. Here I go, if I didn't already. Okay, here we go. X plus 2x plus 12 equals 174. 2x and x is 3x plus 12 equals 174. Got it? Because that was Kim and that was his wife. You add the x and the 2x, you get 3x plus 12 is 174. Get rid of the 12 by subtracting 12. 3x equals, take 12 from this side. The 12's on this side, so you subtract it from that side. 162. Divide now by 3. X, 1x, because 3 divided by 3 is 1. X equals 54. Now what is that? X is Kim's pay. And that's what it's asking. How much did Kim earn? Kim is 54. His wife, you'd have to multiply by 2 and add 12. But we want Kim, so the answer is 54. If you multiply it by 2, you get 108, 120. That's his wife. Be careful. You wanted Kim, so it's just 54 right there. Okay? Okay, I'm going to see how far I'm up to. And if there's more, I will continue to do a few more. Let's see how far it is. I got to stop here somehow. How do you stop? I forget. I don't have my stop button. Oh, here's the stop button. Okay.